It's 1947, and an ancient jar has just been discovered in the Judean desert. Inside that jar is a piece of papyrus with some burnt edges. And when the archaeologist opened it up, they found a scroll made of leather. And as they unrolled the scroll, they saw that it was covered with ancient Hebrew writing. This was exciting because it meant that maybe, just maybe, they had found the oldest known copy of the Bible, but it wasn't until a few years later that we realized there were hundreds, maybe even thousands of these scrolls hidden away in the caves of the Judean desert. These became known as the Dead Sea Scrolls, and they're not just important because they're some of the oldest pieces of writing we have, but also because they contain some mysterious messages that may have been hidden for centuries. Take for example this one. It looks like a regular old book to me, but scholars say it's actually a collection of Jewish hymns. What's so interesting about this is that it contains a hymn that's not in the Bible, but it may have been at one point. This is significant because it gives us a glimpse into what life was like for early Jews. They loved to sing and dance and celebrate, just like many of us today. But not all the Dead Sea Scrolls are so mysterious. Some are just really old copies of books that we already have. For example, we have a copy of Isaiah that is so old, it predates the destruction of the Second Temple in Jerusalem. And we also have a copy of the Book of Psalms that dates back to the same time period. These are important not just because they're old, but because they show us how the text of the Bible evolved over time. In fact, one of the most important things that the Dead Sea Scrolls teach us is that the Bible that we have today is pretty much the same as the one that was around 2,000 years ago. Sure, there are a few differences here and there, but nothing major. This is important because it shows us that the Bible is a very reliable text. It's been passed down to us through the centuries with very few errors. So the next time you pick up a Bible and read it, remember that you're holding in your hands a book that's almost 2,000 years old. And if you're a musician, maybe you'll be inspired to write a song or two.